Hello and welcome back to another episode of Weekly Manga Drops. It's your boy Izuko here. And for this week, we're looking at this manga called Wizard Soul Holy War of Love. Yeah. The name's a little out there, but if we just gloss over that, it should be fine. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into the, explanation of it. Something like that. Good enough. So Wizard Soul is kind of like if you took Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And threw them into a blender, and then boom bam boom, you get Wizard Soul. Because you have to like use materials to sacrifice to actually use your cards and stuff like that. It's not like the sacrificing system that they use inside Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you like just sacrifice a monster and that's all there is to it, right? You actually have to put down materials that can actually be used. They may be monsters for all I know. In all honesty, they don't explain all that much more than that. I know because the story itself carries it much more than, the actual card game itself. Like, you look at the card game, you kind of feel like you want to play it, but at the same time, you're like, I don't completely understand the card game. But, I don't know, maybe it's because I haven't played Magic the Gathering. Who knows? Maybe that's it. I have no idea, man. Regardless. So the thing with Wizard Soul is that it's actually in a different environment. Like the whole world revolves kind of around it, kind of thing. Kind of like how you have like games where you have professionals. It's kind of like esports in a sense. You go around, you play in some tournaments, and then whoever wins gets money. You get bank, and actually, in all honesty, it's kind of like what's going on in Korea. In Korea, gamers are actually viewed as like professionals, and like to a degree can even be seen as like celebrities. So they get paid depending on how well they do. They actually have like this dorm system where they all live together kind of thing and train against each other and all that, and they're paid regardless of all that. So it's a very interesting concept, but in this day and age, I don't know if that would work so well. Well, it actually still does in Korea, so I guess more power to them. Whatever. So the main character here, Manaka, actually tries to become a professional in a sense because her father did a stupid move and now they're completely in debt. So the thing is about this is that through becoming a pro and using your points, you can actually improve your GPA and all that. So your prospects to actually go into like university or college or whatever drastically improve. So to think that the card game actually has that much of a influence on all this stuff is a little mind-boggling. I wonder if that actually happens in Korea as well. Who knows? I've never actually researched it, so it could be for all I know. So getting back to the story, Manaka is forced to undertake becoming a professional and actually has to go around and take points so that she can actually enter the tournament, so that she can win enough money to pay off the debt that her stupid father got them into. Along the way, she, ends up breaking a few people's hearts, the usual stuff. Hey, wouldn't be a drama without some drama, right? But it's more like it turns kind of into a underdog kind of story. I mean, she's never really been that strong, but at the same time, she always has been. She just always hid it from everybody. Because the style of play that she uses is heavily frowned upon. So for the most part, she even ends up losing against children most of the time. To the point where kids actually like challenging her. But she doesn't usually have points, so they can only use her as kind of practice or testing out new kinds of plays or combos. You know, all that good stuff. She does actually make some friends along the way as well. I mean, wouldn't be much of a shonen story if she only made enemies, right? But as she moves along in the tournament, she does get defeated a few times. Well, I guess. But that's just because a lot of all the matches are set up as a 2 out of 3 type deal. So you win 2 matches, you win the entire section there or whatever. So because of that, it makes it, I'd say it's more fair because you actually have a chance to redeem yourself if you actually lost the first set. So you can actually pick yourself up and then go off against the person again. And then after your match is done, you usually have a little reprieve, like, I don't know, I think it's like maybe 20 minutes or half an hour, or maybe it's even an hour, or I don't know. I'm not very sure. I guess it's all done within one single day, because if it wasn't, people could come back after watching you play against somebody and just be like, oh, I have a complete counter against you now. That would be completely unfair. But regardless of that, as you go through reading this, you actually realize that certain people were actually have a bigger role inside of it rather than just a stepping stone for Manaka here to just step all over. So the story is more, as I said, it's a shonen, but it's also kind of a shoujo at the same time. So, but it's also a drama. Well, you can't really have shoujo without drama. You know, girls really like their drama after all. But as you read through the series, which is unfortunately not available in English yet, as far as I can tell, it's only available in French. And I believe there's only 4 books, as far as I can see. Yeah, there's only up to tome 4. Oh man, there's only 4 books. Not that I would actually mind reading it in French. I think it'd be fine. I think just the way that stuff is written would kind of irk me, but other than that, everything should be fine. I mean, I read Dragon Ball in French, so it's not really an issue for me. Back in the day, you had like 42 books in the original Dragon Ball series. For me, at that point in my life, that was a lot of books. But these days, you have series that have like over 60 books. So, it doesn't mean much. And then you have Case Closed, which is the longest running series on to date in Japan. I think it's the longest dating series that's still currently running up until now in the world. Well, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Detective Conan is very unique. Although I have to say, after reading a few hundred chapters of it, I kinda got bored of the story. Because it's always, I mean, it's smart, it's intelligent, and it really makes you think outside the box. But, you know, after reading 100 chapters of like the same thing, I mean, granted, each time something is done differently, it's original, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's because we're like at chapter 900 something? Is it 900? No, I think Hajime no Ippo is actually much further along than that. I don't know anymore. In all honesty, I'd prefer reading Hajime no Ippo way more than Detective Conan. Look at this. I was supposed to be talking about the Wizard Soul, and I ended up talking about Detective Conan and Hajime no Ippo. Anyways, I guess that just shows how big of a repertoire I actually have in terms of manga and all that. So anyways, I'm gonna thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of Weekly Manga Drops.